Hello, my name is Nathan Healy, and today I will be presenting my analysis on how the college admissions crisis and the rise of artificial intelligence are reshaping higher education marketing. My goal today is to highlight the major sociocultural and technological trends affecting the industry, discuss how new rules and technologies are impacting universities, and share a prediction about where higher ed marketing is headed. Higher education is currently facing a significant disruption. Enrollment in the U.S. has dropped about 15% since 2010, and public trust in higher education institutions, especially among Gen Z, continues to decline. Because there are fewer students overall, universities are competing more aggressively for attention, applications, and enrollment. At the same time, AI and digital media are changing how students research colleges and how institutions communicate their value. This brings us to section 1, which is sociocultural and technological trends. One of the most important shifts is cultural. Gen Z is extremely skeptical of institutions, and they expect transparency, authenticity, and proof of value, especially when making major financial decisions like choosing where to go to college. We also know that this generation avoids traditional advertising at very high rates. They trust people, like students, influencers, and peers, more than official university messaging. And increasingly, their decisions are guided by outcomes such as costs, job placement rates, and salary data. On the technology side, AI is now embedded in nearly every area of marketing. It's being used to analyze behavior, segment audiences, personalize content, and score leads. Students are also using AI tools themselves to compare programs, filter colleges, and answer questions that they would have previously asked an admissions counselor. Meanwhile, digital media continues shifting towards user-generated videos, short-form content, and creator-led platforms, which now influence everything from learning to purchasing decisions. These trends affect all major areas of marketing. When it comes to research, AI collects and analyzes data in student behavior and outcomes. Competitive strategy, universities compete on trust, transparency, and personalization. When it comes to product and service design, programs increasingly need clear career pathways and flexible formats. When it comes to pricing, students expect net price transparency and tools that show real return on investment. When it comes to promotion, traditional ads are losing effectiveness while peer-created content is becoming essential. All these factors lead to a lot of disruption, which is the rise of online degrees and hybrid models, which are currently reshaping how education is delivered. This brings us into section 2, which is the impact of new rules and technologies in this sector. Marketing in higher education is now governed by new expectations, not legal rules, but consumer-driven ones. Families expect clear, machine-readable data on cost and outcomes. AI search tools pull this information automatically, which means universities that do not present their data in structured ways risk being ranked lower or overlooked entirely. Universities also face new constraints around digital privacy and data tracking, which impacts how they target prospective students. If institutions fail to adapt, several problems could worsen. First, colleges without clear value data may become nearly invisible in AI search results. Second, the enrollment decline could intensify for schools that rely on outdated marketing methods. Third, legacy advertising is becoming increasingly ineffective with Gen Z. And lastly, the digital divide could create new equity gaps if only well-resourced institutions can afford advanced AI marketing strategies. But the same forces also create major opportunities. Universities can use AI to build highly professional recruitment funnels, identify the most engaged leads, and communicate about information families actually care about. Institutions can also shift towards student-generated content, micro-influencer partnerships, and real-time outcome dashboards. The schools that combine authentic storytelling with AI-powered insights will be able to reach the right students more effectively than ever before. This brings us into section 3, which is my future prediction scenario. My prediction is that within the next decade, AI native college search systems will become the primary way that students decide where to apply. Instead of visiting dozens of websites, students will rely on AI advisors that generate personalized college shortlists based on academic interests, finances, personality, campus culture, learning style, and career outcomes. In this environment, universities without structured, transparent data will struggle to even appear within these recommendations. This prediction is realistic because students already are using AI in their research. Careers have replaced traditional advertising, and families increasingly demand outcome-based evidence. AI is simply a more efficient way for students to compare programs and understand whether a degree is worth the investment. When combined with the enrollment cliff, institutions have strong incentives to adapt to AI-driven search ecosystems. In conclusion, higher education marketing is undergoing a major transformation driven by AI, demographic decline, rising expectations for authenticity and transparency. To stay competitive, universities must embrace new technologies, shared structured outcome data, and lean into student-driven storytelling. My prediction is that AI-native college search systems will reshape how students find and evaluate universities, and the institutions that adapt early will become the ones that thrive. To wrap up, I want to share a few recommendations for how higher education institutions can stay competitive in this changing environment. First, universities should standardize and publish clear machine-readable data on cost, outcomes, and return on investment so that AI tools can accurately evaluate them. Second, marketing budgets should shift away from traditional ads and towards student ambassadors, content creators, and authentic peer storytelling. Third, institutions should invest in AI tools for audience segmentation and predictive analytics to better target prospective students. And finally, building real-time return on investment dashboards with transparent communication strategies will help rebuild trust with families. These steps can position universities to thrive in an AI-driven recruitment landscape. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope that this presentation has been insightful. Have a great one.